Migration. Migration involves the movement of people from one place to another with intent of settling, temporarily or permanently, at a new location. Since the earliest times, humanity has been on the move. Some people move in search of work or economic opportunities, to join family or to study, while others move to escape conflict, persecution, terrorism, or human rights violations. But people also move in response to the negative effects of climate change, natural disasters, or other environmental factors. Today, the estimated number of people living in countries other than their countries of birth is 272 million. That's over 3 times the estimated number in 1970. While many individuals migrate out of choice, many others migrate out of necessity. But what if they're not welcome? What if the inhabitants of the country they're migrating to just don't want them there? What if some inhabitants would do everything in their power to stop this migration? In Bilzen, this was the case.
De brand in het toekomstige asielcentrum van Bilzen.
Asielcentrum in Spouwen, asielcentrum in Bilzen.
Dus die brand was echt een zware brand.
On the night of November 10 to 11, 2019, a major fire raged in the former residential care center, the Ekeren. The building was situated in Bilzen, more specifically Grote Spouwen. The establishment was empty, but would be used as an asylum center to temporarily accommodate migrants. There were no casualties, but the damage to the building was very severe. The mental damage even greater. The people who were gonna be placed there suffered, and people all over Belgium were in shock because of the events, especially because of videos that surfaced from people cheering on this fire.
Hun man, vieze en hun man. Dat is gewoon heel net allemaal.
Before the fire, there were already protests against the future asylum center by the party Vlaams Belang, who did not want to welcome migrants.
Ik ben daar heel erg van geschrokken toen, dat er zoveel haat en vijandigheid kan opgebouwd worden. Totaal ten onrechte. Want de horrorverhalen in verband met criminaliteit en zo, die kloppen helemaal niet.
Of the 3 suspects, at least one had extreme right-wing sympathies. Such right-wing ideas are not uncommon in Bilzen. The shown graph is a representation of the city council elections. Blue, brown and yellow are the right-wing parties. We can conclude that people in Bilzen have very diverse opinions. At the moment, 2 of the suspects are in prison while the investigation continues, and a 3rd suspect has been released on conditions. After the fire, a lot of people started asking questions, like, why would a person do this? And is he the only one that thinks like this? We asked Johan Sauwes, mayor of Bilzen, about the reactions that followed on the internet after the fire.
De grote, zogezegd betere media, die gaan daar veel te ver in door het navolgen daarvan. Die zeggen dan, er is veel beroering bij de bevolking. Ja, dat zijn die 100, 200, 300 roepers op social media die dan de toon zetten en bepalen. Terwijl heel veel mensen uit de buik van de samenleving, laat me zo zeggen, daar heel veel meer genuanceerder over denken, maar die gaan zich in dat moddergevecht niet storten. Dus die komen daar niet in tussen, die zijn dus niet zichtbaar.
But the people we do see are the people who support the fire. Media platforms such as Facebook played an important role in the aftermath of this event. Thanks to a lot of technological evolutions happening at the same time, we're all connected, and mass communication has changed drastically. This includes sharing our opinions online. a lot of people were glad the refugee center burned down and didn't hesitate to share this on social media. Messages like, "they should have let it burn," and "good job, only a few weeks too early," were posted in large numbers. Unfortunately, hateful posts on social media weren't a unique phenomenon and also occurred before the fire, but could they have influenced the arsonists? A certain post could not have been the sole cause of the fire, but the earlier mentioned protests and social media controversy could have given the arsonist enough rage to cause this fire, because even after the protests, all attempts to stop the center from opening had failed. Almost all attempts. Because a year and a half after the fire, the arsonist's goal was achieved and the decision was taken to put the plans for the refugee center on hold for good and find alternatives for refugee shelter. If violent acts like this work in the end, what does it tell us about our current society? Do people really have to scream this loud to be heard? Has our world really become so polarized? Or is it just Bilzen? All around the world, we're beginning to see more extreme reactions to change. And because of globalization, those extreme reactions are massively shared and society keeps becoming more polarized. Migration. Migration involves the movement of people from one place to another with intent of settling, permanently or temporary, at a new location. Since the earliest times, humanity has been on the move. But what if some people in our polarized society just don't want them there? What if some people would do everything in their power to stop this migration?